Folktales.
Hello everyone and you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Bisola Odeyemi Olorunfemi and I'm the content creator of My Nigerian Folktales. If you are new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and make sure your notification bell is also on because anytime our storytelling videos come out, you will be notified. This is actually a storytelling channel, but this video I'm putting out today is a special edition because it's my birthday. And in this video, I'm going to be telling you a little bit about myself as a content creator of My Nigerian Folktales, how My Nigerian Folktales came to be, how the journey has been so far, my challenges. Also, you might like to know about the YouTube earnings, how it is really for people like us. And I'll also be talking about Maimuna Part 2. For many of you who would like to know how Maimuna concluded or what is going to become of Maimuna Part 2. So please stay tuned. So like I said earlier on, I'm the content creator of My Nigerian Folktales. And when I say that, it's because that's just a summary of what I am, My Nigerian Folktales. I write the scripts, I do the voiceovers, I do the graphics, I do the animations, I do everything about it. So in order not to stress you, that's why I just tell you I am the content creator of My Nigerian Folktales. Although now I'm beginning to learn to how to delegate some of my work to some people who are in my employ so that um, I can get it done faster. All in all, I'm still involved in total production of My Nigerian Folktales.
Tales, fables, and sounds of the Nigerian stories.
One day, I was in the living room with my husband and my children watching TV. We scrolled through the stations to try to find a family friendly program that we could watch as a family. So we finally decided on one program that we felt was at least family friendly for us to watch. And then all of a sudden, a particular scene cropped up, and then my husband and I found ourselves reaching for the remote control because we felt it was a scene children should not actually concentrate on watching. So it came to my mind suddenly that don't they tell stories anymore? And I came to the consciousness that even our local channels do not produce much children content as back in the day as in the 80s in our times. Like the Tales by Moonlight, the Storyland, Sesame Street and the rest. We only find this children channel on the cable network when you talk about the Disney World, the Cartoon Network, and the likes. So I decided to do something about it, and that was how we started this. I thought about this journey of My Nigerian Folktales, and that was 2018. So I first of all opened a channel then, the typical Nigerian wifey, and I started telling stories. Then I started doing it on my phone, the graphics on my phone because I wanted to just do something, create the content out there. And gradually I did Odurumbi's vow, I did Morimi. Then the graphics were not so sharp as you would expect it to be when I first started. But then I just continued and I was posting it on my Instagram page as well. So I kept posting like that. That was in 2018. Back then, people asked me what the typical Nigerian wifey was about. I told them, oh, it's a channel for storytelling. I've decided to create content for children, for the family, really, to watch comfortably, like a storytelling, something that can teach morals as well, like back in the days. But many people didn't seem to understand the idea or the concepts back then, you know. And as at that time, storytelling was beginning to fade away. It was beginning to be a thing of the past, and I felt I needed to do something about it. So at around that time, I was posting them on the Instagram page and posting on the YouTube page then. I also saw someone who was doing something similar to what I was doing, my Nigerian proverbs. Although he was telling proverbs in different languages like Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, and interpreting it, then using it to teach some things. So I just texted him through the DM. Actually, I've been watching clips of his works on AM um Yoruba back then, and then I saw the Instagram page and I went to check, and then I just loved what he was doing and decided to comment on his page. I messaged him and said, "Oh, we are doing the same things, and I really appreciate what he's doing. I'm so happy that someone else is also doing something about creating content for family, for children as well. That that's teaching moral, that we're actually doing the same things, although it might be different content. So that I'm really glad." And that was it. So I was so happy when I got a response to that, because usually when I comment like that, I don't normally expect so much. I don't expect so much comments, I don't expect so much like a reply from them. They are popular out there, and I'm just me. So I just made my comments and left. Only for me to see that he actually replied. And then not only did he reply, he also sent me his WhatsApp number, and then we were able to communicate from there. So he said he also went to check my page, and then he saw that yes, indeed, we're doing similar things. And then um, he said he liked my voice, he liked the concept of what I was doing, but my graphics was quirky. And this person I was talking about, my Nigerian folktales, my Nigerian proverbs content creator then was Mr. Akin Alabi. So that was how I met Mr. Akin Alabi. So he was the one who actually introduced me to someone, Mr. Mbosiden of Basement Studios, who encouraged me, who helped me with my graphics to make it better. And they also encouraged me to go and buy some softwares on my laptop so that I can use the laptop rather than the phone. That they taught me so many things that I needed to know about doing the graphics works and making it better in general. So that was how the whole thing continued, and it's evolved to what you now see today. So I kept on growing the brand. I kept on doing my graphics to make it better and colorful, so that at least people watching will be able to enjoy it. Notwithstanding, when I started doing it, then after learning that, the first story I tried to do with what I was beginning to learn then was the tortoise and the elephant. So, and if you go and watch that, the typical Nigerian wifey channel right now, you see some of those stories there. So, but because people were still asking, the typical Nigerian wifey, in fact, practically, I begged people to subscribe to my channel back then, because I was like, it's a storytelling channel. I'm trying to create content for family. I'm trying to do this. But many people didn't say so. And so I just felt, okay, this thing is not just working this way. It's like the name of this channel is not connecting with what I was doing as at that time. So I decided to reopen another channel, which is a channel that I'm using right now, which you now watch, My Nigerian Folktales. So I decided, oh, at first I named it My Nigerian Stories and Folklores. Then some people said, it's too long. I won't be able to remember to really subscribe. Oh, it's still too long. And I thought, oh, since it's stories and folklores, let me just shorten it to folk tales. And that was how it came about, My Nigerian Folktales, that you all see today. So when I named it My Nigerian Folktales, at first people were like, why would you want to mention anything My Nigerian? Anything? Have you seen any brand that would be My Nigerian anything? I was like, well, My Nigerian Proverbs is there. And they're like, My Nigerian, it's still not, it's that. Why would you want to associate your brand with Nigeria? You want to limit yourself. I said, but that's what I intend doing. I'm telling the Nigerian stories. I'm telling Nigerian folk tales I had growing up. So I think it's Nigerian. And besides, my identity is Nigeria. I'm in Nigeria. Wherever I go in the world, it still doesn't limit me to being geographically to Nigeria. Wherever I go in the world, I will introduce myself as a Nigerian. No matter where I am in the world, the first thing you want to mention about me is that I'm a Nigerian. Even if you tell my story, if I happen to maybe marry someone from any other country now, you still hear in my background story that okay, she was a Nigerian married to Susu nationality or did this, So I just felt that is who I am. I am a Nigerian. I'm not ashamed to be a Nigerian. I'm proud to be Nigerian. Yeah. All over the world, maybe you hear different things about Nigeria and everything, but I know me. I know my identity, as a person, even apart from being a Nigerian. So I just felt I'm telling Nigerian stories, so definitely it should be my Nigerian stories. Besides, it's my Nigerian stories, my Nigerian folk tales. So I'm going to be telling the ones I know. So that's how my Nigerian folk tales came to be.
Àrọ́bá ní bàbá ìtàn.
Well, I'd say the journey hasn't been easy so far. Yes, it hasn't been easy so far. The major reason why I have been totally involved in the production of the contents of my Nigerian folktales is that when I first started my Nigerian folktales contents, I tried seeking people who could draw graphics, cartoon graphics, but then most of the graphic designers were of the opinion that most people they wouldn't really sell if they were doing cartoons, and that it wasn't so lucrative to do cartoons, so they weren't into cartoon, and they were basically doing the logos and all that. So I felt, well, I know how to draw after all, and I could do my voiceovers and everything. So that was how I started doing the graphics myself, doing basically everything myself, because I felt many people didn't see the idea, didn't understand the idea of what I was doing. And so I decided, okay, I would take the whole burden on myself to do the stories. So I wrote the scripts, I did the graphics, I did the editing, the voiceover, everything. So it had become part and parcel of me so much that even today, when I try to delegate some of my work to the people that work with me, it's still difficult because I try to go through what they do, and if they don't still do it to the way I like it. I see this, I see that, and I correct it. And it's because it's been a part and parcel of me to do everything myself. So it's really difficult for me to accept imperfections in some of the places. So I try to do some myself and everything. So some of my challenges had been, getting a quiet place to record the voiceovers, since I'm not even going to the studio. I had to do the voiceovers myself. Another challenge is getting constant power supply to be able to do most of the graphics on time, and most of these graphics could take time to create. Then, you know, doing everything, and even now that I try to get the graphics done by someone else, the it's still not as fast as you'd expect it to be. Yes, so yeah, the journey hasn't been so rosy, you know. And when I started back then, and some people around my office area would see me doing these things, they'll tell me, "Are they paying you for this thing you're doing?" I'm like, "No, I'm not being paid for it." Then why are you doing this thing with so much passion like this? I'm like, well, I just love to create this content. I decided to do something about such content that getting scarce. Storytelling is getting scarce, and I just want to revive that nostalgic feeling. And I'm glad today that many people, I see the comments in comment section when they watch my stories, and then they say, oh, some people who are my age or older, they're like, oh, I remember those days of Tales by Moonlight. I remember those days of Storyland. Remember um the people telling stories then, like Uncle Jimmy Shulanke. I'm so happy when I get those comments that, oh, you remind me of my childhood days. Some people had fun childhood memories. Not everybody had bad childhood memories. Like I, for one, I had fun childhood memories. In fact, I enjoyed my childhood memories so much so. And it's part of the reasons I felt storytelling shouldn't be a thing of the past. It shouldn't be an obstinate thing. It should be something that should be enjoyed even by our children and even our children's children, because it teaches morals even through the storytelling. And so that was how I continued on the journey, and the journey has not been rosy so far. And even now that my channel has been monetized. Many people actually think the pay that YouTube pays you for this content has been so fantastic. My brother, my sister, I must be honest with you. The pay has not met up with what has been invested in these things, and it pains me. It's so painful when you find that some people will post part one, part two, part three, part four, part five, final parts of your content for free like that, like piece of cake, on platforms like TikTok or any other platform. It's painful. I believe I speak for myself and a sister of mine, story time with Cody. I believe I speak for us, the two of us, as I say that it's YouTube hasn't paid us the amount invested in this. For my sister, Sister Cody, she actually pays people to do the graphics and the animation for her. And I can tell you for free that doing animation is not even cheap. It doesn't come cheap. The reason you can see those contents at the quality you see it on my own channel is because I do most of these things myself. If you have to do it with money, I tell you it's not cheap. And then for people to now take that content, what you people who steal our content don't know is that when you take our content and you post videos of it, full videos of it on your page, people will not see any reason to come to our channel to watch more stories, because you're already getting the stories that they want to watch from your page. And then you are doing us harm, because by them watching on your own page, maybe on TikTok or wherever, they are not paying you for this content, because you are not even the original creators of this content. They are not paying you. The people are watching it for free, and people that are supposed to come and enjoy it on our page, you are watching it on your page, and then we are not even receiving payment for what we have done. You are not even receiving any kind of remuneration for what we have done. It's not fair. It's really not fair. So I believe I speak for me and Sister Cody when I say that you people should stop harming us content creators by taking our content and posting for free. We are not saying that you should not post part of it. If you want to promote, if you actually want to promote us, if you actually want to help us advertise, you won't be posting full videos of our content on your pages. And some people are even so heartless as to even try to paste and block where our brand name is scripted on the videos, so that they will not know the source of the video, and they will not even tag us to even give credit to us that okay, these people are the creators of this, or I got it from this. It's not fair, really. It's not fair. If you know what it takes to create content, if you know the process for creating content, you will not do that kind of injustice to us. And that is why we have decided to get copyrights, patent rights to our content, so that I'm just using this medium to tell anyone stealing people's content, or especially our content, that henceforth, that's from this video, after this video, henceforth, you'll be seeing warnings on our videos from the beginning. I believe my sister Cody has started hers. You'll be seeing the warning before our videos, on every of our release, warning you of the copyrights, warning you of the copyrights law involved, so that when you take it up, you know that once we catch you, there is no you just meet us in court, because we'll just write letters to you and just come and meet us, and you can pay heavily for it. So getting it without our permission this time around comes with great penalty, with grave penalty. So you'll be ready for us. So it won't look like we didn't tell you. My people, I'm your value. My people will say, "Ogun asotele ki n paro." I've told you now, so that anybody that want to do what I've warned you about will know that if you take our content, henceforth, you will pay heavily. So if you want to fans us, like my people in Nigeria will say, if you want to fans us, please post only part of our videos, and you can tag us on it. Post only parts, not full, that people will not even see any reason to come and watch or subscribe to our channel. Post only parts, so that people can come and watch. Okay, thank you and God bless.
My Nigerian
So
Folktales.
it's my birthday, like I said in the introduction. So in celebration of this, I decided to go do some photo shoots for my brand, My Nigerian Folktales. I did attires in Hausa, in Edo, in Igbo, and in Yoruba. So uh, for my fans, this is how I intend celebrating with you guys. You can leave your name, your just holler me in the comment section below. Tell me if you are also in October so that actually on my dates, birthday dates 29th, I can give a shout out to you on TikTok because I know that most of my viewers are from TikTok. So I'll give a shout out on my live, on my birthday live on 29th of October on TikTok. So I'll shout out to you. So if you are an October child, you can comment in the section below so that I can give you a shout out on my birthday on the 29th of October. So you my viewers, you're asking for my Muna part 2. I don't know what you people want to see in my Muna part 2, but I know I said everything there is to be about my Muna in that first story. So I don't know. Is it that you people want to see graphics of how the snake ate Maimuna, or how Maimuna's mother cried? I don't think it's something you should be happy to see a mother do. Cry. I think you people should even be thinking about Inene Part 2 because I think that's the one I'm even thinking about more now. So as for Maimuna, some people just said, nah, it's not supposed to end like that. Nah, okay. I have heard you and I'll think something up. But those are my own reasons so for not releasing part 2 of my Mona because I felt where I said the end is the end. The husband turned into snake. There was nobody around to help. So the submissions of some of you, my audience, that maybe a hunter came into the bush at that time to rescue Maimuna, it should not suffice. You should think it this way: there was nobody to help. So what else would have happened? The snake, of course, must have eaten Maimuna, and Maimuna went like that. Yes, and the mother already knew what was going to happen because it's like she knew she might not even see the daughter again. The priest, when the priest gave her a warning, someone said, I got a comment that the person said, when the priest knew what would happen, the priest himself did not know what would happen. So he just thought maybe it was the condition that he saw, and he told the mother. Of course, you don't expect to get something with compromise and then you get it easy. It's a condition that came with it that when she sees the one, she will marry the one, and you must allow her to marry the one. You must not choose for her. So that's just it. It's just the story just goes to tell you that just be patient and accept whatever God gives you, whether it's a boy or a girl. That's the moral of the story. So I don't think I say anything why my mother should have part 2, but because we do it for the fans, since you people just want my mother part 2, I might think of something, but then you know that to deviate on another story. Meanwhile, watch out for my next story. Some of you, I told you to guess the name of the next character I drew in that thumbnail, but most of you were just asking for my number 2. Well, watch out for Adugo. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So thank you all for watching, and bye for now.